Today, I want to get into Jung Kook believed to be begging members not to go to the military and what happened there. Then I want to get RM apparently rumored to be enlisting soon and what happened with that. Then we have HYBE's recent situation with the former head of SM. So hey Dumplings, is Dave Desai, hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, hey Spling Mug merch, and let's go. If you are not aware of a lot of the drama dealing with HYBE and SM, the initial belief was that HYBE would take over SM, and it was quite a shock. Usually with an acquisition like this, it would be very big and a very big deal because buying over a company and their connections just means that they will have a lot of new connections and doors open for them. However, HYBE has actually been able to open more doors and do what SM may have been trying to do for years, which was successfully break into the American market with BTS. With this, I would imagine that SM and their employees would have been very happy with HYBE taking over, as that would open a lot of new jobs for SM and new opportunities. Instead, after all this unfolded, HYBE was met with so much backlash from both investors and internal staff of SM. And then of course the fans accusing HYBE of trying to create a monopoly on the K-pop industry. Because of this, I think HYBE was then put under a microscope by even a lot of the internal finance people and government people. And HYBE was being looked into for every little thing. And usually this is not the case when you buy a company. Usually the company that you're trying to buy gets looked into more. However, that's life. Confusing. What is currently happening with SM is that SM is going to Kakao. I believe HYBE currently has no ownership of SM and the main owner is Kakao. The former CEO and founder of SM, Lee Soo-man, was then asked to sign a document or a no competition clause. If you are unaware of business, you might think that's weird, but this is very standard when businesses sell their business, and often why you see when founders do sell their business and decide to open another one, it's a business that is often so unrelated to the first one. This ensures that if the founder does open another business, it won't be competing with the business they just sold, and so the buyers won't have to be concerned about that, as the founder was obviously very good at building a company from the ground up. And who is to say they wouldn't just find a way to do it again? Well, since the owner now is actually with Kakao and Lee Soo-man's no competition clause is with HYBE, Lee Soo-man asked HYBE to release the no competition clause, but HYBE rejected that request, given there is no legal obligation for HYBE to do that, and I guess HYBE probably thinks it's better that Lee Soo-man does not try to get back into the industry. This is what I don't get about a lot of people. Lee Soo-man is 70 and I believe has a net worth of well over $100 million and definitely much more now after the sale. Why do you even want to come back to the industry? And why do you even want to do anything? Go relax on a beach somewhere and enjoy your retirement. Spend that money that you can't take with you to the grave. Go spend that with your kids, and if you still have your entrepreneurial itch, then go and open a bakery or something. Being a CEO of a big entertainment company is a headache, and also the reason for the sale of SM was because it wasn't really working out for him, given the claims about him that have circulated in the media. Regardless of if it's true or not, tell me what trainee is going to want to work with him, especially at a brand new label. I honestly think HYBE could do way more with SM, and also having BTS alongside SM would be great. But it is what it is. BTS has been doing a lot, and there's a lot of stuff going on with them outside of the company. Jung Kook recently was on a live stream, and RM actually ended up appearing on the stream to talk to Jung Kook and enjoy it with everything. Jung Kook was just reading some questions on the stream, and when an idol on Weverse comes on and leaves a comment during a stream, it appears differently. It's bigger and more noticeable. This was something I think Taeyang had asked for before, so it could be more obvious that there was a buddy or BTS member online too. RM jumped on and had many cute things to say to our little Jungkookie monster. RM was pretending to be a fanboy. He was saying that he missed Jungkook and how much he loved Jungkook. And then when Jungkook had the segment where he was doing karaoke, RM made sure to make a bunch of requests in the stream. This was also the stream that people felt Jungkook was getting very emotional about the members leaving to go to the military. And people felt that Jungkook was going to be the most emotional due to several reasons, and he's always the one that's like, please don't go. One of them being that Jungkook is always so close to each member and looks up to each one and every one of them. Jungkook has a great relationship with each one, and people believe that Jungkook uses them as emotional support. And then the fact that when Jungkook goes, that it's going to be quite likely that Jungkook would go last. And that is emotional all on its own, right? However, I think, of course, Jungkook and other members use BTS members and their friends as emotional support. This is expected. We all use the people around us for something. I mean, we keep our friends around because they make us happy. We keep our significant other around because they hopefully make you happy or fulfill you. And so of course Jungkook looks to the other members for emotional support. But the way it's said online makes it appear like Jungkook is like a 4-year-old begging for his father, and the father is RM or Jin. And that's such a weird way to look at a literal grown man, and a lot of people doing this are younger than Jungkook. Jungkook of course misses all of the members, but as you can tell from what RM is saying in the chat, by saying I miss you, they obviously haven't been spending time together. If Jungkook was so bent on needing support, he would not be on a live stream talking to ARMY at that moment, but be on FaceTime with RM or traveling over to see him. And I'm saying that because if it was a situation like a child needs its father, then you do that. But simply the matter of the fact is that Jungkook can literally survive and be okay by himself. All the BTS members are introverts, in case you didn't know. In fact, Asia as a country is more of an introverted country as opposed to the US and European countries that are more extrovert. When BTS does their reality show, like in The Soup, both seasons, we see the members all hang out and we see them together in the forest. A lot of shows similar to In The Soup show all the cast members constantly hanging out with each other and partying all the time. But the show with BTS is actually different in the sense that the members actually spend a lot of the time by themselves because they're more introverted, which if you do want to catch up on that show with me, head over to Patreon. I'll link that in the description. We currently have a $1 tier and it's a lot of fun, so I hope to see you there. But why am I bringing up the military and that situation now? Well, there's actually another enlistment rumor happening. ARMY saw that RM apparently wrote a post on Weverse. It was a long one in Korean, and the post just talks about how RM has missed everyone and hasn't spoken to ARMY in a while, and that RM has been trying to find himself. He continues to talk about working on things and himself, and even finding love within himself. He ends the letter or poem with something a little more depressing. He talks about how his journey is going to be painful, and that he will be curious about the pain that we are going through from time to time. And then talks about how the moment we start to forget about him, he will be right back. I don't think many people are going to forget about him. A lot of people have the album and stuff, and even if RM were to retire from music, people would still come back to their stack of albums one day and be like, oh, what happened to RM? But people think that this was his way of saying that he is for sure enlisting right now, and I think currently he has the deferment still on him, so he actually doesn't have to enlist until 30. But people are going to be thinking he may take that off just like J-Hope did, and they think that this means that within the next month or so, RM is going to enlist. This is all definitely possible and likely. I think he will enlist very soon. Will it be right now at this minute or within the next day? Probably not. Will it be within the next few months? That is very likely. However, we must not freak out yet. Given the tradition with Jin and J-Hope, RM might actually release a song before he goes, and it might be one with a collaboration. So it's not as impending right now. Of course, the internet was very upset and angry over this. They are awaiting Big Hit to give their statement and clarify, but we also have to consider why RM wrote this. RM could just be in his feels right now, and it's something that he has been thinking about and worried about for a little bit. He just wanted to talk about it. It seems like the format it was written was more so written like a poem than a letter, so this could actually just be a compilation of thoughts that he scribbled down in his notebook that he is just letting us see. Of course, people still are upset because it reads as if RM really does not want to go, but of course he probably doesn't want to go. He probably would rather make more music or even literally just do anything else. He has enough money to literally go on vacation, and who wants to do military training if you had millions of dollars to just go and relax at a resort? Like, sign me up for that instead. Regardless of what happens, I am very excited to see what happens next, if RM will release anything and when he ends up going. Just be prepared, but I don't think it's anything like in the near future. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, a link down below. Thank you for this lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.